Marla Grayson is a professionally recognized legal guardian who is overjoyed to win yet another court hearing. Before getting into the car, Marla receives threats from the man. She is not intimidated, responds to the accusations not caring much about what he says, and then leaves. Upon arriving at her office, Marla receives the news that one of the elderly people at the nursing home has passed away and that she will need to find another one to be replaced urgently. With the help of Fran, her girlfriend, Marla goes to Dr. Karen, who helps the two women with medical certificate fraud for several elderly people. Marla then receives the file from Jennifer, a very rich elderly woman who has no family. With this valuable referral, Marla promises to return the favor to Dr. Karen and leaves the office with her new special target. Marla quickly gets a hearing and with the help of Dr. Karen, claiming that the elderly woman has memory loss and that she has no relatives to take care of her, the judge grants her custody of Jennifer. Then, Marla goes to the elderly woman's house, shows her the court order and informs her that she needs to go to a nursing home due to her fragile health. Jennifer says her health is perfect and she's not going anywhere. But Marla insists and says that the police came to ensure that the judge's decision was carried out. Still scared, Jennifer is very welcomed at the nursing home. She observes some elderly people doing exercises and others talking, but is soon taken to see her room. When sitting on the bed, Marla manages to grab Jennifer's cell phone and tells her before leaving that she can count on her for whatever she needs, leaving the elderly woman behind speechless. Next, Marla and Fran act quickly, making an inventory of the elderly woman's belongings and selling the most valuable items. However, something catches Marla's attention when she finds documents from a bank and a key hidden under a drawer. To celebrate, Marla and Fran go out drinking and making plans. The girlfriends arrive home amid hot kisses and caresses, sharing an intimate moment between them. The next day, Marla goes to the bank, has access to the safe and is delighted to discover that Jennifer keeps diamonds. Later, one of Jennifer's son's security guards disguises himself as a taxi driver and goes to the elderly woman's house to pick her up, but is surprised to learn that she no longer lives there. Jennifer's son, Roman, upon hearing the news, becomes furious, threatens his employee with a gun and orders him to find his mother. Later, Marla tells Fran about the diamonds, planning to keep them with her without anyone knowing, as there are no documents proving their existence. The next day, Roman receives news from his mother, along with photos and information about Marla, and soon contacts his lawyer. In the morning, Marla receives a lawyer representing Jennifer in her office, saying that the elderly woman is in perfect health and therefore, asks that all this misunderstanding be cleared up, opening a suitcase full of money in front of her. Intrigued by the offer, Marla asks who hired him, since Jennifer has no living relatives. The lawyer says that there are people who manage Jennifer's interests and makes a counteroffer. Marla refuses again, claiming that she can receive more than what was offered. Unsuccessful, the lawyer leaves, but first warns that bad things can happen. Next, Marla looks for Jennifer and asks who the people who manage her interests are. The elderly woman just scoffs, saying that some people will come after Marla and warns her that she should prepare. Meanwhile, Roman goes to the bank and discovers that the diamonds were stolen by Marla, his mother's new guardian. Furious, he sends his undercover security guards to the nursing home to rescue his mother. The men manage to enter and immobilize the manager. However, one of the elderly men realizes what is happening and calls security. As the men try to escape, Marla is informed that someone is trying to kidnap Jennifer. Amid the exchange of gunfire, one of the men manages to get Jennifer out of the room and leave with her, but they are surprised by Marla, who hits the man with a baseball bat and captures Jennifer before she gets into the car. The next day, Marla is working out at the gym when she sees a news story on television about Dr. Karen's murder. Marla goes home and finds Fran completely desperate packing her bags, claiming that they must be the next victims. Marla approaches, hugs Fran and kisses her, reassuring her about the escape plan. Before leaving town, Marla decides to confront Jennifer about Dr. Karen's death. The elderly woman says that this was just a warning and that she will be the next to die. She walks towards Marla to hang her, but the elderly woman is stopped by the local employees. Urgently, Marla calls a hearing and the judge authorizes Jennifer's transfer to a psychiatric hospital due to her aggressive attitudes. The next day, Marla is heading to her car when she is doped and kidnapped. She wakes up tied to a chair and is tortured while being questioned about Jennifer. Marla suspects that the man in front of her could be the elderly woman's son and asks for $10 million to get her out of where she is. Roman laughs at the proposal and asks where Jennifer is, but Marla says nothing. Unsuccessful, Roman decides to take revenge and asks his security guards to get rid of her so that her death appears accidental. Marla is unconscious in a car moving at high speed towards a lake. Due to the sudden movements, she manages to wake up in time, unfastening her seatbelt and then breaking the car window. With great difficulty and almost out of air, she manages to swim to the surface and save herself. Soon, Marla walks along the road and finds a store. She grabs some useful things, changes her wet clothes for a sweatshirt, writes down the license plate number of one of the bandits' car and orders a taxi home. Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, Roman's security guards enter the apartment and attack Fran. She tries to react, but ends up unconscious on the floor and left to die asphyxiated by cooking gas. Upon arriving home, Marla sees Fran injured, turns off the gas and flees the place. In a safe place, they tend to their wounds, hug each other carefully, and then take a long bath together, reflecting on everything that happened. In the morning, Marla and Fran decide to take revenge into their own hands. After a few calls, they go to an address and discover that the license plate Marla wrote down belongs to Roman's driver and follow him. Marla puts on a disguise in the car, kisses Fran goodbye and enters a building. Entering through the parking lot, Marla manages to shoot the security guards and then Roman with a stun gun. She kidnaps him, drugs the man and leaves him in the middle of a deserted road, completely naked, to die of an overdose. However, early in the morning, a man is in the middle of his morning run when he sees the body and calls an ambulance. Upon hearing the news, Marla is in the hospital room waiting for Roman to wake up. Spectacularly, Marla turns the tables in her favor when she discovers that Roman is a former spy and that because he is unregistered, the judge authorized Marla to be the legal guardian of his assets, leaving him perplexed and wide-eyed. Roman, realizing how intelligent and fearless Marla is, proposes that they become partners and create a new company together, to benefit from the fraudulent scheme and make a lot of money in a short time. Marla readily accepts the offer and everything goes according to plan. Jennifer leaves the nursing home and returns home with her son. Marla and Roman become partners and even share the diamonds. With the company on the rise, Marla receives recognition, fame and lives the life she always dreamed of alongside her fiancé Fran, celebrating this new phase of their lives together. However, Marla did not expect her greed to go beyond all limits, when an out-of-control man, suffering not only for his mother's death, but also for being prevented from visiting her, points a gun at Marla and shoots, making her pay with life itself, the price for having manipulated people's lives.